Guys, that takes us nicely off to our next topic. Is right. Ms. Marvel was shown on ABC, which means we got new numbers, and it was a huge bomb. A huge bomb for Marvel, which means The Marvels is going to be a huge bomb. This is the prequel to The Marvels, Ms. Marvel. Huge failure on ABC, worse than Inhumans. That's saying something. Kevin Feige could only wish for the figures that Inhumans clocked. Now, I did a video on this earlier on the channel, and this is important for a few reasons, because this indicates that it's not the platform, it's the show, it's the character. No one's interested. Unequivocally, no one's interested. No one wants to watch it. It was released on Disney Plus, and it was the worst viewed Disney Plus Marvel show. Then they gave it away for free, and it was the worst viewed Disney Marvel show. So what does that tell you? So let's dive into this and check out some of the figures, right? Because boy howdy, it's embarrassing. It's really bad. So back in July, they announced that Ms. Marvel would be on network TV. So ahead of Ms. Marvel's theatrical debut in The Marvels on November 10th, and worth mentioning is that Ms. Marvel is also the first MCU series to air on network TV, but the series happens to be a huge bust. Now, this is important. Like, they've never done this before. They really were hoping that this would be a big success, and it's a bomb.
Isn't that a lie? The first MCU show to be aired on
the first Disney Plus MCU show.
Oh, Disney Plus. Okay.
TV. Yeah, that's absolutely legit. So they've kept them under lock and key, paid for, basically. You have to pay. You have to pay the subscription. They don't give them away for free, but they had with this. They had to literally give it away for free. They had to actually give it away for free. So the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus ratings are embarrassing, shocking, etc. They're terrible. So Loki, as a comparison, 2.5 million households watched it. 775,000 households watched Ms. Marvel. That's terrible.
Wow.
2.5 million households watched Loki. Not even a million watched Ms. Marvel.
Where do those numbers come from? Are those coming from, did they say?
I think this would be like Samba TV and things like that. So, yeah. But this is across the board. Even the Nielsen ratings were showing it as terrible. So, not great. But also, important to note, this is why we use Samba TV, because it's a good metric, because the network TV, the figures are available and they're audited and they're official and we can see them all. It's transparent. And those network TV figures are in line with Samba TV. Because what happened? Well, ABC had the first 3 episodes of Ms. Marvel on August 5th and the final 3 episodes on August 12th. Per the viewer numbers below, there was a huge dip from the first episode to the 3rd episode airing. So that makes sense. Basically, people checked out. They could be bothered. So the first night, Ms. Marvel lost 118,000 viewers, basically. So second airing is that 910,000 viewers tuned in to watch episode 4. However, by the end of the night, Ms. Marvel had lost nearly 300,000 viewers. So what that means, let's track it all the way down here and we can see it all. I'm pretty certain. Here's the figures. So Ms. Marvel episode 1, 887,000 viewers. 887,000 viewers. So when we say about Samba TV, it's in par with that. Ms. Marvel, episode 2, 683. Episode 3, 769. Episode 4, 910. And then straight to the final episode, 629,000 viewers. Awful. Awful.
Go ahead, Nate, and copy that. We'll just paste that back in when the Acolyte comes out.
Yeah, basically. Well, the thing is, right?
It's not coming out pro. It's fake.
Psyop.
Oh God, KK and on. Yeah, they but they gave this away. They couldn't even give this show away. Couldn't even give it away.
Well, and what's even sadder is I'm pretty sure my theory was that, they dropped this now because the original movie was supposed to come out right basically leading up to this, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be dropping this last week here or whatever the movie was originally supposed to come out. So that's what they originally put these on for, was to help promote the movie. And I'm sure when they decided to change the schedule of the movie, it was too late to change the TV schedule.
Yeah,
So they were
because
stuck with the show.
ABC would have had their programming done.
Exactly. So there was no way they were going to be able to move the show. Now, what they can do is show it again just before the movie comes out in November. Will they? Won't they? We don't know. At this point,
I
though,
can't imagine
everything you're
ABC
saying
would
is
want them to.
100% right, Nate. Like, there is zero interest in this crap. Culture, you look like you're about to burst if you don't talk.
No, I'm just going to say, take these numbers and compare them to what the Little League World Series here in the States reported, the Little League World Series.
Oh, probably way higher.
Well, I don't know if it's fair to compare that to sports unless it was on at the same time.
Well,
we got a
there
comparison.
were games, on at the same time, I believe, during these dates during this part of August, but that's not the point. The last few games, and especially the last championship game, which ended in a walk-off home run, that had 3 million viewers on average and peaked at over 4 million.
Jeez.
Not bad for ESPN the Ocho.
Well, let's compare it for something even funnier.
YouTube is free, and YouTubers get more views than that.
Yeah, true
That's
story.
true. That's true. Well, again, let's compare it to something even funnier, right? So in terms of other Marvel shows, well, let's compare it to other things on ABC, right? Week prior, July 29th, UFC prelims, obviously beat it, but also America's Got Talent beat Ms. Marvel. A repeat of America's Got Talent had higher viewers than Ms. Marvel. A repeat episode of Shark Tank beat Ms. Marvel. Again, another Shark Tank beat Ms. Marvel. Repeating episodes of Shark Tank would have been more prudent for ABC than showing Ms. Marvel. More popular. Repeats of shows. Awful. But compared to other Marvel shows, right? Crazy figures. I didn't even realize they were as great as this. Again, it goes to show how bad Disney Plus is now. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 8.31 million viewers. The first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 12 million.
Now you guys see why I was saying that whole Ahsoka thing is hard to believe. Right?
Yeah, massively.
Like these kind of views that they're talking are like Big Bang Theory, CSI kind of numbers. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's baloney. There's no way that, because just by that pure number, that means at least one of us on this panel is not, if not more than one of us, should have at least watched it and actually would continue to watch it. And
Well,
I don't think that's
that
the
is
case.
me, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure
Yeah.
Nick watched it too because he had to,
Yeah.
but I don't think the rest of us have.
Talking about
But,
Ahsoka,
so,
Yeah.
Agent
I've
Carter.
Did you
6
actually watch it?
I had to.
Ahsoka. Fuck, you got me saying Ahsoka now. Agent Carter, 6.91 million viewers tuned in for the first episode, 2.35 million for the final episode.
That was also on network television, if I remember right, too. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I mean, like for like, right? Inhumans, 5.58 million viewers for the first episode.
Somehow they mustered up that much.
More people watched Inhumans than they did Loki.
Technically, yes.
With and final episode, 3.36 million. It goes to show just how far Marvel is falling. I think.
I think it also points to why Victoria Alonso was fired. I think it points to why we've heard that, unlike Lucasfilm, that Feige and Marvel, either by their own desires or from leadership up top, maybe Bergman telling them they have to do this, but they're doing a 180 as fast as they can. It'll take them another year or two to get things fixed out, but they have fired a number of the writers who have been involved in mapping out Phase 5 and Phase 6. Michael Waldron, one of them, one of the
I don't
biggest
believe
names.
they're doing that.
What, they fired Michael Waldron?
No, that they're actually mapping shit out.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Well, it's going to be like The Last Jedi all over again. But but no, I think that they have determined that they have to go back to their top tier superheroes in their roster. So I think they are going full force into Wolverine, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Storm, all of the characters that they think they can have an actor play and that they can pull back audiences. Because really, if you look at Disney and the way they're structured, they've lost Star Wars, and I don't know how they ever get it back, because they would have to retract, and they're not willing to do that. But Marvel, they could get the audiences back to Marvel.
And I think you
And
and
so
I are
I
on
think
the
they'll
same-
do anything in their power to make that happen.
Yeah, and I think you and I are on the same page of that, Pro, because I just said this yesterday. I said the best thing they could do right now is really just use Deadpool to kind of say, this is it, we're resetting.
Yep.
And you're right that really all you got to do for the next 2-3 years is finish off the Spider-Man story, because nobody else gives a crap about anything else.
And throw Hugh Jackman in there to try to get it close to $2 billion.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, and then at that point you reset, you take it all back
Mm.
down to the bare necessities. What is Marvel? Well, you go back to the 60s and you start it with Fantastic Four and X-Men. Boom. There's your starting point. From there on out, we get a new Iron Man, a new Captain America, all that kind of stuff down the road. Right? You start with something fresh we've never really seen yet out of them, but it's also starting a brand new Marvel universe or a new timeline or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
I hope Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage Ghost Rider's in it.
That'd be so. There was a
And I
rumor that
agree.
he was coming back. That'd be
And
so
I agree.
good.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is it's supposed to be like this endless cameo fest that we thought Doctor Strange was going to be. That's going to be Deadpool 3. And I think I remember saying that to some people back then. I'm like, I bet you they're shooting stuff for Deadpool 3 more so. But anyway, going on. I'm sorry.
Because a side note, just as a bit to chuckle about, weird editor's note. Jeremy from the Quartering does not have permission to use this article.
I
means
noticed that on
explicitly
all
you
their
do.
articles lately. It's been hilarious. I guess
Wow.
there's been some back and forth between Cosmic Book News and Jeremy lately. I noticed that on another one the other day.
What
Thought that was
what's he doing?
hilarious. I wanted
Skipping
to
their
say that.
URL or something?
They're having some fight about
Oh,
something.
it's Matt McGloin. It's McGloin and him that are having
Yeah.
a problem. Yeah.
Anyway,
Called him
I thought we would-
McGloin. Can't
thought
blame
we
him.
would say that.
It's hilarious, but yeah.
We
That's
can
probably
go
more
there,
interesting
yeah.
than Miss Marvel, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's